I'm Tim. Welcome to my channel. Glad you're stopping by. Going to be doing some basic shoulder workout today, just shoulder press and some lateral raises, just having fun with that. I'm going to jump right into warming up. Let's go with the 10 pounds. This is my fifth workout of the week. So I am, feeling sore from all the other ones, but excited still and get this done. Give it a 110%. No excuses for slowing down. Again, just please make sure you take the time, warm up. Be smart about what you're doing. Yesterday I felt really good. We were at the park, at the playground, and one of my kids, I heard them talking about me to just this random kid they met. They're like, my dad's really strong. He works out like all the time. He's got big muscles. That made me feel good. It's good when you can be your kids' heroes. It's nice. It's nice also because it makes them feel like safe when they know that you're strong and you can protect them. Gives them confidence. Spend a lot of time trying to build up my kids' confidence. Doing things that are hard that other kids don't do as often. We go on runs, we exercise, we climb mountains, all things to just make them feel better and stronger about themselves. And if you go on YouTube and you search around, you're gonna find all sorts of guys doing motivational speeches, a lot of videos to motivate people. And I think a lot of people they don't hear that enough when they're younger. They'll hear it maybe from a coach in middle school or high school, but really getting that idea of how to overcome hard things into their brains as early as possible is something that I think is important. Really telling them those kind of secrets. I know my dad used to take us on hikes and stuff, and we would do things like go rock climbing and whitewater rafting. First time I went whitewater rafting, I was 5, and to be able to do something that's terrifying to most people, it makes everything else a lot easier, and it makes things where you've done something that's dangerous and you could get hurt or you could die. It makes it easier to confront less scary things in life, like public speaking. I'm blessed to not really have a fear of public speaking, and I think learning to do hard things help with that. I mean, I've done public speaking in front of hundreds of people. Less, my probably the scariest public speaking I've ever done is when you go up to a group of guys in the park and ask them to, turn down their music at like 10 o'clock at night, and they're all looking at you, and you just gotta be confident and get your message across. That's high stakes public speaking. I used to live next to a playground, and just every now and then, some guys would be drinking and having a good time, but carrying on a little bit too late in the evening. You got, two options. You can go ask them, with three options. You can do nothing. Two, you could call the police. Or three, go do the hard thing and ask them, give them the opportunity to be respectful and turn down their music. And that's the one I should opt for, is that being respectful and getting things to chill out. But that is public speaking. When you show up and there's like 10 guys there, you gotta get everybody to listen to you for a second and be chill. Good times. Never had it go bad though. This is the 50 pounds. I'll tell you a strategy that helps help me is if you don't wait till very late too. Like if you see guys hanging out at the park and they're gonna be having a good time, say hi, introduce yourself. Don't be weird. And then later on, when you have to ask them to turn their music down, it's less of a big deal. They've seen you be nice, and it's not as big of a deal. I'm gonna give it 30 more seconds. So 50 is the big one we're going with today. 50 pounds. Started working on, I think, 50 pounds last week. So I'd really like to get back. I think I've done it as high as 60 or 70 before. I really want to be able to do some solid work at 70 pounds. Oh, that was a struggle. Whew. Whew. I'm gonna give it a minute and then jump back into it. Yeah, I find in life, in most tense situations I've been in, just being respectful pays off a lot. There's big dividends. All right, that's 5. Whew. That's a lot better than last week. Last week for the 50s, I did a set of 10 instead of 8 instead of 4. This is 2 sets of 10 instead of 5. That's good. So it's improvements. Just not giving up. All right, we're gonna go down 10 pounds. We're giving up. No, we're not giving up. We're just going down the ladder. We're gonna go down to the 40s. Yeah, as an adult, in a lot of tense situations. Mostly because I just don't like watching bad things happen and not saying something. I think that if we don't speak up when we see something bad, we're just adding to the problem. When we don't give people an opportunity to do the right thing before we call the police, it's not great. But I've only ever had to get physical with somebody like one time as an adult. And I've had people want to get big mouthed and act tough. I had a couple of situations where people wanted to act like they had guns. I want to say they said they had them, but they never like took them out. And just standing your ground. Not, I think the guys with the guns didn't really have guns or didn't really know how to use them. So there's a risk to standing up to people, but most part it goes well. Ah, ah. That's 8. Whew. That's a very hard 8. 30 seconds and jump back on it. Then I try to give myself anywhere from 30 seconds to a minute in between each sets. Try not to go too long. It can be tempting to go long, but you're just, not going to be able to hit that level of exhaustion as quickly. That's 6. All right, gonna go down to 30 pounds now. I think the thing that helps me the most in tense situations is reading Louis L'Amour books back in the day. Louis L'Amour is a pretty famous writer, wrote Western books, a bunch of series on a family called the Sacketts. And the heroes in his book were always confronting people that were bigger or better armed or more of them and just staying cool. That's my favorite part. Situations where everyone is scared and aggressive, but you're able to stay just cool, just chill. Makes the guys wonder why are you so calm? And that's that intimidation factor. I think people wonder if you're so calm and relaxed when confronting, like, this guy has something crazy up his sleeves. And again, being respectful helps, man. Like, when you treat people right, they want to, the way they want to be treated, and they'll treat you right. My favorites is when I was working in casino, and you get guys with like gang tattoos or prison tattoos, and security gets so intimidated by these guys. And if they got to ask them anything, they like get a whole group of them and make a big show of force. And just I'll go up to them by myself, respectful, nice, and they would be gracious in return. You didn't have to, you know, try and be intimidating. That's why when I'm like out with my kids, I talk to all sorts of people, and I talk to people that look scary because I want my kids to see that they're not scary. Not that they're not scary, but that one, that they're not like a threat to them. Two, that they can be nice people. You just gotta talk to them. You would anybody else. No secret. We're gonna do one more set, and then we're gonna switch over to some lateral raises. I'll tell you, in all honesty, being in shape and knowing that I can, I can fight does make it easier. That's why I would recommend, being in shape. Knowing, having confidence you can take care of yourself. And if you watch videos, you see it's not an overly complicated thing to do. You can do it. All right, we're gonna switch to lateral raises. All right, lateral raises. You're gonna grab 10 pounds. You know, when I switch exercises, still like to go through the motion with a lower weight just to make sure it's gonna go in the way I want it to. This is 20 pounds. Well, that's the first time they said 10 done in a while. Give myself a minute and then jump back on it. I want to try and do another set of 10. I will call it 40 seconds. It's definitely hard doing lateral raises after doing shoulder presses, but the way it goes. All right. 8. Thirty seconds. That's 7. I'm gonna go down to 15 pounds. Ten. I think next week I'll alternate to doing lats first, lateral raises first, and then shoulder presses. And start rotating those ones week after week. All right, last set. We are out of time. Thank you guys. You guys hanging out. Hope it's been a good week for you. Hope you're able to knock out all your workouts and seeing improvement. Again, 1 rep better is improvement. Not giving up. That's an improvement. Getting out here, giving it your all. That's all you have to shoot for. And if sometimes giving it your all, you come out and maybe you don't make an improvement, maybe you don't do even better than you did last week, or the same amount as last week. Maybe you're doing less. It doesn't matter as long as you're giving it your all and not giving up. Don't be discouraged that you're not constantly having gains. Don't be discouraged that you're not hitting goals that you set for yourself, that you thought for sure you were going to be there at a certain amount of time. Just don't give up. Keep giving it your all. And that's the name of the game, man. You can't predict everything. You can't absolutely know I'm going to be here at this point. What you can know and be responsible for is not giving up. Don't give up. Have a good day, good evening, good morning, wherever you may be in this timeline. God bless you. All right, working on shoulder presses. I did 3 sets of 10 with 10 pounds, 3 sets of 20 with the 20 pounds. With the 50 pounds, I did 2 sets of 10, 1 set of 5. With the 40 pounds, I did 1 set of 10, 1 set of 8, 1 set of 6. And with the 30 pounds, I did 3 sets of 10 and 1 set of 8. With the lateral raises, I did 1 set with the 10 pounds. With the 20 pounds, I did 1 set of 10, 1 set of 8, 1 set of 7. With the 15 pounds, 1 set of 10, 1 set of 7. Thank you.